Good morning, good morning. Another fresh week 17. Last week going into the Giants game, I really challenged the guys about just our preparation, what our practice habits were like, painstaking attention to the details. And, they responded the right way as I expected them to. Big shout out to G Money on his second NFC Player of the Week. That guy has continued to progress throughout the season. You talk about a guy who kind of went through a little mid-season slump where he had a couple of the missed extra points. And, on the outside, if you're an outside looking in type of person, you're saying, get rid of this guy, find someone new. It feels like the whole house is coming down on him. But from an internal organization standpoint, we had nothing but faith and belief in this guy, full trust, that he'll respond the right way. And surely enough, that's what he's done. I don't know, he's made 20 kicks or something like that in a row. And that's the guy that we saw in training camp, and we just stayed true to the process, and it's paid off for him. And we started talking about the mental strength, the mental capacity that you have to have as a kicker, and it's all about how you respond when things aren't going your way. And he's done that, and he's earned that right, for all these accolades that he's receiving. And you want to be trending in that type of direction as we get ready to head into these playoff type of games that we're in these last 2 weeks and going into the playoffs. And so he's in the right mind state. Again, an unbelievable job of him and his preparation and just kind of staying down until you come up as you look at it. And so overall, it was a good game for us, getting back on track, playing good complementary football, making the plays that we need to make and in the biggest moments of the game. Metella showed up big time for us, really. Patrick Jones kind of helped with the block punt as well, being able to kind of capture that as, we was fiending and fighting to, take one off the foot, and we were finally able to get it. So that feels like another elephant off the back right there, along with, getting Kane in the end zone. So with that, we move forward. Tough opponent going out to Green Bay, where it's going to be a playoff type atmosphere there in a must-win situation, no different than we are in, as we looking to hope to kill the hopes and dreams of them making the playoffs. But our team is ready for it. So we get ready to go on the road to try to go win a game in a tough division.
Greg talked about how on that 61-yarder, he didn't actually know the exact distance. Obviously, he knows where he's at on the field. Is that part of the mental side of just not wanting to treat any kick differently?
Yeah, exactly. And we harp on that and talk about it all the same. It's no different. I mean, you're hitting a extra point or you're hitting a 61-yarder, right? The same exact mental process, what I'm saying in my head, what I'm going through, it should all be the same. The swing should be the exact same right there. And surely enough, it was probably one of his purest, best ball that he hit. Had a kind of little baby draw on it right there. Had great, when he first hit it, my thought process is man, he's got some great height on it. So it's a great kick. It was a great kick. And, but he was doing that in training camp on a weekly basis. If you were out there, 60 yards was nothing to him. So when we kind of got in that range, ideally we was telling KO, if we could just get to the 45, we got really, really, I like the percentages of being able to hit this kick. And, we kind of end up getting, a little extra 2 yards right there, put us in a great know, it's funny after when I went to go see G Money after the kick, he was like, what were you thinking right there? I'm like, man, I knew it's gonna be good money, man. It's gonna be good money, So I had nothing but the utmost highest confidence in that guy, and surely enough, he responded in the best way.
Matt, you've had 3 60-yard field goals against you guys this year, and now Joseph has one. How crazy is it that these 60-yard field goals are getting to be almost like 50-yard field goals?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like as the time goes on, these kickers just keep getting better and better, and it's almost if they're working towards hitting those 63, 64-yarders, especially when you start talking about end of half, end of game type situations where you want to have you lean a little bit more on the riskier side just because the field position battle doesn't basically matter in those situations. And so, you look at it where the New Orleans kicker ended up, the double doink ended up saving us right there. And then we had, was that Greg Zerline ended up hitting then the Dallas one where he hit back-to-backs. And so, he's showing up. And, I'm always in the ear of Ed, letting him know what the opponent's kind of field goal range looks like, so he has a good idea of it. And I'm always in, the ear of Kel, like, yeah, this is a good spot for us right here, depending on what the situation of the game is.
Now, what's leading to kickers being more accurate from those longer distances? Is it that they're getting stronger, or mechanically are they getting better?
I think I would probably say it's a mixture of both right there, Ben, honestly. Probably a mixture of both of, kickers are getting stronger, but also the mechanics of the ball striking consistency is also getting better as well. And, the holder kind of plays a role in that too, based off of, the tilt of the ball to allow him to kind of basically drive the football a little bit more, just to get more distance on it right there.
There's always, at least as long as I've covered the NFL, there's always been this thought that coaching kickers is different than any other position, psychologically, not only mechanically, obviously, but like psychologically, they think differently. And wondering if you've experienced that to be the case. Do you coach him the same way you coach everybody? Do you intentionally say, he's a kicker, I got to do it different?
Yeah, so it's much, much different. So you can, you can mother F the heck out of a Josh Metellus, but because the funny thing is that even in a special teams role, right? You look at it, the momentous plays that happen where, the offense or defense can throw a pick six or give up an explosive run or pass, but for a fact that they're going to have another opportunity to go take the football away, or offense is going to have an opportunity to respond the right way. Whereas if you get a punt block, there's no telling if you're going to punt again for, the rest of the game. So there's not many opportunities to where you're able to have a bounce back type of play or anything like that, because the amount of opportunities we get aren't given or guaranteed. And so when you look at it from a kicker standpoint, each and every rep, could be the game-changing, game-winning, or game-losing kick. And so that's why you kind of go into it, whereas like literally one play at a time, which, possibly could be my last play. And so with that, you got to kind of tread lightly on how you speak to those guys, how you respond to those guys, but again, every kicker is different. Some, I've worked with a kicker who, wants to be mother effer, wants to say, do your freaking job, whereas other guys is, you want to just kind of leave them alone. They miss a kick, you don't go ask them, what happened right there, or hey, just kind of leave them be and, allow them to kind of figure it out on their own.
Greg fall on that.
Greg falls on the just leave him be. Yeah, leave him be.
How do you learn that about different kickers?
You build a relationship with them at the end of the day. And, you can ask them just straight up, do you want me to come to you and be honest and kind of ask you what happened on that kick right there? Or do you want me to leave you alone after each kick? Or do you want me to come provide you with some, affirmations? Do you need words of affirmations, right? We start talking about 5 love languages, So you just build a relationship with guys and try to get a true good understanding of, that connection. That's what that connection is all about at the end of the day.
When you got here, just how early did you know that Josh Metellus would be such a focal point of what you guys were going to do?
Oh yeah, I knew that. I've competed against the Vikings past 2 or 3 years, I want to say, and Josh Metellus has always been number one on my list in terms of going against this guy, a guy that you have to take care of and you have to account for. And more than likely, if you want to have success against this player, you got to put 2 guys on him. And now having the opportunity to put my hands on this guy, coach him, be around him every single day. You see how he prepares. You see what goes into it. First guy in the build, and always over-communicating to guys, always willing to offer a helping hand. And it only exemplifies who he is as just a true leader, and I'm so appreciative of that guy. Starting to see an expanded role on defense, which is good, but that expanded role on defense isn't taking away his focus from special teams, and that's just a credit to him and who he is and how he goes about his business. I'm a big fan of Josh Metellus, and he's going to be a superstar in this league for a long time.
Why are you mother effing him then?
Has there been yes, I have. I mother effed him, but that's because but he responds. He appreciates that.
You don't have that problem here, but if you were to get under maybe a head coach that would take that approach to a kicker, how does that work between you telling the head coach, hey, I got this, I know how to handle my guys, and
Yeah, for sure. I think I think that's just kind of a communication, right? Communication is always it's open, it's honest, and it's ongoing at onset. And so wherever there's a lack of communication, right, negativity fills the void. And so it's important that you're always communicating to the, hey, that guy doesn't respond the best way when you're jumping down his neck like that, right? And it's on you as a coach or a special teams coordinator to also have that mutual respect, with the head man to be able to communicate that to him. Just so we're all looking for, we all got one team, one goal, and we all want the same exact thing, right? The success of the team. And so it's important that I'm communicating to KO where a certain guy doesn't respond that type of way to that type of coaching, right? Because obviously he may not be around that guy as much as I am. So it's my job to communicate that to the head man.
Would you like to pump Andrew's Bagel Shop?
Oh yeah, Depot's Bagel Shop. Oh yeah, definitely. That's out there in Maryland, Baltimore. Shout out Sir Poe. I don't know if it's up and running yet, but if it is, please get out. If you're in the city, what city is it? Shoot.
Chester, Maryland.
Yes, Chester, Maryland. If you in Chester, Maryland, please go visit Sir Poe's Bagel Shop. Heard it's the best bagels in town.
We'll give you a mulligan. What was your favorite play from this game?
Man, it's a good one. You can say that it's probably 61 yard game winner or the block punt. It's a toss up really, but let's just say it's a toss. It's both. Can't pick. So yeah, cool. Appreciate y'all.